This video is for any players that want to go pro in a first-person shooter on the PC, or any streamer that wants to become a full-time streamer, grow their stream, have enough revenue generated by their stream that they can live off of, maybe quit their day job, etc. That's who this video is for. Now, if you're one of these people, what I'm about to tell you is probably going to hurt your feelings, but trust me, just stick with me on this for right now. If you have been spending the past 12 to 24 to 36 months grinding, trying to get to the professional level in a game like Counter-Strike, or maybe when Overwatch released, you split time trying to go pro in Overwatch and trying to go pro in Counter-Strike, and you haven't achieved either yet, it's a really good time for you to self-evaluate, to determine why you didn't in either, and consider the option of going all in on Quake Champions. Now, I know that might sound crazy at first, but stick with me and I'll explain. The NDA on Quake Champions lifts on Friday. Now, I can't tell you some of the things that I know because I am under NDA, but I will say I believe it will be an esports title. I believe there will be money up for grabs. If you have spent 2-3 years, maybe longer, playing at a semi-high level of those other games, you probably have the mechanical skill to transition to a game like Quake Champions. That doesn't mean you're going to be great at it. But if you go all in, pot committed, and you do nothing but start playing that game, and you play only that game, you will have an advantage over the people who are going to try it this weekend, over the people that are going to play a little bit here and there, but they're also more focused on Counter-Strike or Overwatch. The market for Quake Champions, in terms of the competitive scene, is probably not going to be as large as Overwatch or Counter-Strike, and it certainly won't be that large initially. So if you can get in the closed beta and start playing it now is the time to go pot committed all in. If you are a player, you will have a huge advantage over the players that follow you down the road because you're there. You can establish your brand, you can establish your presence, you can establish your skills, and you have a really good chance to go further in that game because of how new it is versus spending 2 or 3 years in games like Counter-Strike that are super saturated that you haven't really achieved anything in yet. If you're in the closed beta and you are a streamer, you have the opportunity come the lifting of the NDA to go super hardcore streaming Quake, getting better at the game while also being entertaining. If you look back at history, whenever there's a new game that has any kind of staying power, there's always at least 3 to 5 streamers that kind of emerge from that game. I think Moon is a good example of Overwatch, but there's countless examples if you go back and just track the history of big esports title releases. Now, Quake has a very, very storied history, so you're going to have a lot of competition initially, but if you go all in, you get good at the game, you have an entertaining stream personality, and you start streaming immediately come this weekend when the NDA gets lifted and you stick with it, your chances are substantially better of breaking out in that space than they are breaking out in League of Legends or in Counter-Strike or in Overwatch. And I think it's really, really important if you're that player or you're that streamer that you recognize the opportunity you have with Quake Champions to go all in and the opportunity that it presents to you to break out in your brand, to break out as a professional player. There will be esports competitions for the game. It will not be time wasted. The very, very worst case, you spend a couple weeks, maybe a couple months playing a game that's really fun. You'll probably have a chance here between now and then to win some money. It will definitely be worth it. And I know what you're thinking. Damn, how did that Ryu guy get so smart? He's so funny and good looking. I wonder if he's really Superman. Those are all really good questions, but the key takeaway for you watching this video right now is Quake Champions lifts the NDA this weekend. If you can get in the closed beta, you need to be there. You need to decide in the next day or two how committed you are to your goals and whatever the game is that you're playing or committed to now, and how realistic the achievement of your goals in those games are. I strongly recommend you heavily consider going all in on Quake Champions. The very worst case is it'll be a couple months where you'll be getting really mechanically skilled at a very difficult, challenging game. I think it's absolutely worth it, especially if you're a player that again, you spent 2-3 years trying to go pro in CS or Overwatch and you haven't, or if you're a streamer and you've never really had your breakout opportunity, this game can provide that for you. That's it. Appreciate you guys watching.